Plaintiff Aaliyah Tate says her past haunts her every day because she started stripping at age 17, became an escort, and eventually started her own escort service. Aaliyah admits that she spent 2 years in prison on a prostitution charge, and she's suing the defendant because after she was arrested, she claims he went into her home and took her television. Defendant Lamont Brown says Aaliyah is nothing but a predator who got his daughter involved in prostitution when she was only 15 years old. Lamont says his daughter was living with Aaliyah when she was arrested, and he was storing Aaliyah's television at her request, but she never came to retrieve it. Lamont's countersuing for emotional distress.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Okay, I'm going to be straightforward with you on everything. I'm not coming here to try to sugarcoat anything. I'm going to let you know the real deal because I know that you are a true believer on second chances. My past is horrible and it haunts me every day. At the age of 17, I started out as an exotic dancer, and then I moved on to escorting, and then I obtained my own escort service, and I did that for a really long time. In 2007, I got busted for promoting prostitution. I was sentenced to 2.5 years in prison. I went to prison. I was an ideal inmate. I was in all kinds of programs, parenting classes. I obtained my GED there. I was also valedictorian, and they asked me to speak in front of the whole prison. I saved a correctional officer. She was getting stabbed, and I restrained the other inmate until the other officers got there. I got a letter of recommendation from the deputy commissioner for that.
Okay. What have you done since then?
Since then, I have maintained employment.
Okay, good.
I've
got. You say what type of employment?
No.
Next you go saying I got my own business. After I leave my day job, I go. No, I'm just
Well, Your Honor,
kidding,
I do have my own business. I'm opening up a nail salon. I do nails now.
Great.
So,
great.
And I have also a letter from my probation officer as well.
Good.
That says that she supports me in everything I am doing. She's great.
You're a good example of taking advantage of second chances.
Exactly.
Many people don't. Many people do not. They go right back into the same life and then right back up in jail. Man, you got all the big shots writing letters for you.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to 2007 when I was arrested. The defendant, Lamont Brown, went into my house.
All right, before we get to that, the television you're suing him about, let me allow him to give some background. Sir?
First off, Your Honor, I'm, not really impressed with the defendant's flowery rendition of her rehabilitation.
Why?
This woman is a predator. She ruined my daughter's life, Your Honor.
Since 2009?
She got my daughter involved in prostitution at 15 years old.
When?
That's not true,
What
Your Honor.
year?
2003.
Okay.
2003, my daughter was 15 years old.
Where were you?
I was incarcerated.
Oh, okay.
For distribution of drugs, Your Honor.
Yeah, I was.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was incarcerated.
Okay, so what about your flowery appearance?
Anyways.
No, not anyway. Let me inform you of something. 70% of the children whose fathers are incarcerated, they are incarcerated too.
Yes, sir. I'm
All right.
no choir
so
boy.
it's just not just a coincidence.
I'm no choir boy.
All right, so it wasn't just her.
Okay.
All right.
Right. It may not have been just her, Your
Correct.
Honor. But
so move on. She made your daughter do it. That's what you believe. What else? What's all that? You holding yourself back? Don't hold yourself
I'm
back.
not holding myself
All
back,
right,
Your
do
Honor.
what
This
you
is a
gotta
painful
do.
subject to me
All
and
right.
my family. Everybody sitting back laughing like this is some kind of game.
I don't hear anybody laughing about
this
your daughter
woman
being a
is a
prostitute.
predator.
I didn't hear
She's a
anybody
predator,
laugh
Your Honor.
about your daughter being
I
a
have her
prostitute.
criminal history right here that shows that she's maintained a place of prostitution numerous
She
times,
said all that.
contributed to the delinquency of
She
minors
had-
involving
she
them
had
in
said all
prostitution.
that. Let's
And
see
she
your
did
record.
that with my daughter.
Let's see your
Your
record.
Honor.
You didn't bring yours?
My criminal history?
Yes.
No,
Like you
I
brought
have no
hers,
problem
but you
telling
didn't
you.
bring your own.
I have no problem telling you that, yes, I sold drugs, but
Right.
I also rehabilitated myself completely and have not had any interaction with the law
What have you
whatsoever.
What do you do?
I'm a commercial truck driver. I maintained the same employment of job since I've been released from prison.
Good.
I haven't done anything wrong since I've been out of
How
prison.
about your daughter?
My daughter,
Yes,
my
sir.
daughter is in federal prison right now because of being around this woman. Aaliyah introduced my child to these people.
Come on,
That's not
sir.
true.
Let's move on. Let's
That's not
move
true.
on.
I'm not. Okay, fine.
All right,
we'll move
let's
on.
talk. Sir, because I'm not going for that. I'm not going, just like I don't blame the old heads who put me in the street, and I'm sure you don't blame the old heads who put you in the street and taught you the game. Like, we can't get in here and blame this woman because she taught your daughter the game. Go ahead,
Yes, sir. I have no problem with the failures that I've
Good
made.
enough.
And I'm
Well,
trying to
well,
atone
let's
them now.
not blame,
I also have 3 other daughters, one of which is here, and none of them have been involved in that
Good.
lifestyle.
Glad to hear that.
And none of that.
Glad to hear that.
But now you also have to agree with me. You also would have to agree with me, Judge Mathis. Are you a father?
Yes.
If someone was in your life and had your child around those kind of things, there's no way you cannot totally absolve her of any blame, Your Honor.
Yes, I can. If my son gets in trouble or my daughter gets in trouble, I'm not blaming anyone but them or me. I'm not blaming anyone else. I'm not blaming anyone else. I'm saying, son or daughter, you did it. I don't want to hear nothing about no peer pressure. I don't want to hear about somebody made you do it. I'm not going for that game, and you shouldn't either. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
So what if this woman went to pick her up from
All
school
right, you
without
want to get
parents
to
knowing?
why you're suing him today? All he wants to debate about is whether you put a gun to his daughter's head and made her turn into a prostitute.
Your Honor, I would just like to say something really quick, please, because these are strong allegations saying that I was working her at the age of 15. That's not true, Your Honor. I met her from another working woman who was working at a massage parlor. She was her babysitter. She then became my babysitter. She never once worked for me underage, never.
She was exposed to crime because her father was a criminal.
And she
was already exposed to it. Like I was exposed to crime because everyone around me were criminals. Most of the people where I grew up were criminals. So I was exposed to it. Which one am I going to pick out to say he was the cause? You're a criminal, and so you were the cause of my downfall. Whenever you're around criminals, you can pick a bunch of them, then claim that they caused your downfall. You choose which criminal you want to go with. Go ahead, ma'am. Let's get to the television.
Okay, can I just have one last statement?
Yes.
Okay, he said that I was working his daughter at the age of 15. Well, she told me that when she was in middle school, they had her rocking up crack rock on the stove.
That's a lie.
That's what she told me.
That's a blatant lie.
Okay.
You want to speak, ma'am?
I would love to say
Stand up and state your name.
My name is Nigeria Brown. That statement right there, that's laughable.
Okay.
You know, under the circumstances of what my parents were doing, you know, we were never around, never saw any of that stuff, ever. So for her to, what, did you make it up?
All right, have a seat.
Your Honor, I just want to say that, that is a true statement.
You have to tell me why you are suing him regarding a television. I'm not going to sit here and debate with you all who caused who to be a criminal.
Okay, well, I just want to let you know I'm not here to lie and sugarcoat nothing. I'm not.
Gotcha,
she was stealing dope from them and bringing it to me when I was using. When I was in you, she was...
Ma'am.
Okay.
What do you think? I'm naive to the game?
Okay,
I know all that happened.
Okay.
I know a bunch of stuff you all haven't told me has happened.
Okay, Your Honor,
Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
A bunch of other stuff happened. In between. That's worse than what I've already heard. Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
He got some worse stuff he can tell me about his daughter. He's not. You have some worse stuff you can tell me happened, and you're not. So I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh, that happened? Ooh, that was a terrible thing. Ooh, I know what's happening. Y'all were in the street. All of y'all were in the street. I know what happens in the street. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, to get back to the issue about the TV.
Yes.
He went into my house after I was arrested and took my television.
What year?
In 07.
That's a lie.
I have
Approximately what month?
November.
All right. In November of 07, he went into your home and took your television.
And other things, but I only
While
have
you were incarcerated.
Yes, sir.
How did he get in?
That's a lie.
When the police came in, my doors were open because, it was a...
You filed a police report.
I filed a police report.
Did they investigate?
Actually, Your Honor, the police report was from me and his daughter that he's talking about. She also said that her dad took the TV, and she also has a sister. I don't know if it's Nigeria, but...
Okay. Why wasn't he prosecuted?
Because he said
Because I didn't steal it.
He said he was holding the TV and gave me notice. Then, like a month or two before I get out of jail, he says that he don't got the TV anymore. And it's just gone, or he gave it away.
But you're not telling the whole story.
All right, I'll let you tell me, sir. Your turn.
Okay, the whole story is that my daughter, who is in prison, like I said before, was living with the defendant. And she asked us to come there and help her get some of her things from the house, and also to pick up some of your things so they wouldn't be taken. We didn't know your involvement in my child's life at the time. We agreed to help you. We took your personal, your family photos, your clothing, the television, you know, and held all of those things for you and never charged you a dime. But once we found out what role you played in my child's life, you know that I told you we're not going to keep your things here any longer. We're not going to help you any kind of way because of the role that you played in my child's life. Now, you know, everything else aside, in March of 2008, I believe it was, we notified her that we could not hold your things any longer. You need to send someone to get them. She came, had someone pick up her photos and her clothing, but left the television there.
Okay, is that
and
true?
never came back.
No, that's not
Is that true?
No, that's not true.
Said she never sent anyone to do that.
Why would I leave my TV?
Ma'am?
All right.
He said you had someone pick up the photos, and what else?
Her clothing, hats, hooker clothing,
he
and all
said
that
you
stuff.
never, and you said you never had anyone pick up anything, right?
Your Honor?
No, I want to reaffirm what you said. You said you never had anyone pick up anything.
No, I did not.
Sir, you say that you gave her notice to pick up her thing?
She called our house.
Ma'am, did he ever call you and give you notice to pick up a television?
He called me from prison.
She called us from prison.
Okay, is that what happened?
I had made calls, yes, and asked if
Did you ever speak with him?
Yes, I talked to him.
And what did you tell him regarding your television?
I asked him if I could come get the TV, and he told me that it was gone. He gave it away.
And that was when?
That was way after
That was right before I was about to get out of jail, Your Honor.
When?
In 2009.
Yeah, 2 years later.
Your Honor, he kept my TV.
No, ma'am, I don't believe you. I think you're trying to hustle me. Your claim is dismissed. Now, your counterclaim for emotional distress and slander is for what?
It's just because of the gamut of emotion that my family has had to deal with the loss of our child going to prison.
You've been in the streets, sir.
I understand. Can I just
Go
finish?
ahead. I'll let you finish. You've told me enough, though, but tell me something different.
And you know, the shame that my kids have had to endure as a result of the things that she was involved with. I mean, she was working for this woman, you know.
Sir, I asked you to tell me something different.
All right.
You have not. So I'm going to dismiss your claim as well. You all go and do what you do. You're not going to hustle me, though. Have a good day. Both your claims are dismissed.
Stay the hell away from me.
Okay, whatever. Lamont, you know you have my TV, and you never gave me notice for that. Whatever, man.
I think
whatever.
You're disgusting. And I don't know how.
Okay, well that's fine. Whatever, Nigeria, that's fine.
Because, you know,
whatever. You guys
really
can blame me for that.
You
can
Your
blame
story
me.
does
I don't
not
care.
add up.
I do not
You don't
care.
make
You can
any
blame
sense.
me
You
for that
sat up
if you
there and
want
looked
to.
like a fool.
Blame me for
You
that
sat
if you
there and
want
looked like
to.
a fool. Talking about I was calling asking on TV. You never inquired about that TV once.
Okay, whatever.
The bottom line is you're a liar.
How about I get the court records from the jail conversation?
You're a liar, and the judge just called you a liar.
Okay, yeah, I just gave you my TV then.